We are lucky to have Stuart McClure with us tonight. He is the president and CEO of the security firm Cylance. Stuart, good to see you.
Thanks, DeMarco, for having me.
All right, Dyn said they fell victim to a widespread distributed denial of service or DDoS attack. Can you explain exactly what that is?
You know, the best analogy I can come up with is you probably remember an old I Love Lucy episode where Lucy was working at a chocolate factory and trying to collect all the chocolates coming down the conveyor belt and putting it into, a chocolate box. And it got so fast and so many were coming down, she ended up stuffing them in her clothes, in her mouth, and everywhere, just trying to maintain it all. That is very similar to what happened here, in the sense that the conveyor belt is very much the internet, right? It's an access way. And then you have chocolates that come down that are packets. These are attacks, effectively, that come down to a specific target. And imagine now with Desi walking in the room and trying to, give Lucy a hug, right, or talk to her. It's basically impossible. That's exactly what happened today with attacks against Dyn. And so many of our infrastructure vendors, like CNN and like Twitter, like Etsy, and everyone else in between, rely on this infrastructure every single day to talk to it and to get information. And when it can't, when that, input is choked effectively, you can't talk to them anymore, and therefore you cannot get service. And it brings down applications like this, and it can bring down businesses.
All right, Stuart, I got to give it to you. That's a good way to bring it home there, right there. Who has the capability to pull off this kind of attack?
You know, it's sad to say darn near anybody, unfortunately. The original tool that was designed for this particular attack looks as if it was originally at least influenced by Russian, language speakers. But because they released it onto the internet publicly, anybody can download these tools, change them in any way, shape, or form, and then use them for their own malicious purposes or just for fun. And in this case, we believe it really wasn't targeted per se, except to have a little fun. So mostly, just ankle-biter hackers that really don't have much intention beyond that. Now, they certainly could have targeted a more vital part of our infrastructure, but I think they were wise and smart not to do it on too vital. Although, FBI, I'm sure, will be taking a look at it very closely and seeing if they can start to do some attribution and start to bring some badges and guns to some homes somewhere soon.
All right, so final question for you. Can we expect more of these types of attacks in the future?
Yeah, in fact, I was sitting in a chair just like this, 1999, and was being asked the same exact questions. And absolutely, nothing's gotten better. The fix, there really is not much of a fix per se. With this type of attack, you really have to add more bandwidth. So it's adding more conveyor belts, right? It's adding more workers. That's the only way that you can really mitigate this type of an attack. So we'll be seeing a lot more of these, and we'll be seeing them used by more malicious adversaries than just these ankle-biter kids.
All right, frightening to say the least. Stuart McClure. Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, DeMarco.